Hey guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley and I want to welcome you back to a new video of On the Beach Vibes. And like always, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week, so you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. And this week was very interesting. This week was crazy basically, and I think you guys already know what I'm going to talk about. But I want to talk about everything that happened in order as it happened throughout the week. So the first beat of this week, I want to talk about Toni Braxton's biopic on Lifetime called Unbreak My Heart. Literally last week when the movie came on, like the makeup video that I did last week and I posted last week, I was like rushing through that video to make sure I finished on time to catch Toni Braxton's Unbreak My Heart biopic. So I just kind of want to talk about that real quick and let you guys know what I thought about it, because the 2 other biopics that was on Lifetime within like the last year or two, I had to give my 2 cents. So therefore this one is no different. And if you guys did not know, the biopic was actually based off of Toni Braxton's memoir Unbreak My Heart, which was released back in, I think that was like 2014, I want to say, that she released that book, because it wasn't too long ago that book came out. But the movie was basically based off of that. And Toni basically just talked about all of, I guess, like obviously Unbreak My Heart, and then she has a famous song Unbreak My Heart, and she talks about like just how her journey to being the artist that we know her to be, and all of the moments that kind of, I guess, broke her heart but kind of shaped her to be the Toni Braxton that she is today. So that biopic, in my opinion, it kind of came pretty fast. I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with the internship that I already have, and I remember that internship that I have now, I started doing it back in September. So I remember I did a story where it was announced that Toni will be doing her biopic on Lifetime based off of her book Unbreak My Heart. And now we are in January and the biopic is already out. So I thought it was a little bit, I guess I would say a little bit rushed, definitely on the terms of casting, but we've seen way worse casting, so this is not the worst of the worst. I was saying, out of the 3 biopics that Lifetime has done, Unbreak My Heart was cute. Like, I will say it did keep me watching and stuff, and I did learn from it, so it wasn't the worst. The worst was definitely the Aaliyah one. So for the most part, I enjoyed it. I don't feel like I need to watch it again after the first time, but for the most part it was good. So I kind of want to talk about a few of the cast members, not all of them but a few of them. So the first person I have to talk about is Lex Scott Davis, who played Toni Braxton, and she is a gorgeous girl. Like, to me, I don't feel like she looks like Toni, but I mean, she's a gorgeous person, Toni's a gorgeous person, but I will say, she did give me a smidge bit of like Toni Braxton when it came to the part where she kind of like, cut her hair, and she gave me, real early 90s Toni that we've all, was pretty much introduced to, I guess you can say. So to me, she didn't look like Toni, but the way they had her dressed, costume wise, and hair and stuff like that, and then of course Toni Braxton was full involved with this. It's her biopic, so she has to be, I would hope she would be involved with her biopic, which she was. So I mean, to me she didn't look like Toni, but I mean, it was okay. Like, she's a gorgeous girl, very pretty girl. So she did an okay job, I guess you can say. I would say that a lot of the complaints, I want to say, that I seen like on social media, and something that I kind of like witnessed myself, was her lip syncing. I remember tweeting on Twitter, I was like, is the lip syncing off, or is it because it's Toni Braxton, and we know Toni Braxton has like a real distinct voice. Like, nobody has Toni's voice but Toni, to the point that when we hear Toni's voice but we see someone else's face, it doesn't kind of like register in my mind, or our minds I should say. And then people were tweeting me back and it was like, no, the lip syncing is just completely off. So I feel like, because we know Toni Braxton, we know her voice and stuff like that, I felt that, maybe her portraying Toni when it came to like the, performance scenes, it could have been performed, I guess, like a little bit more passionate, I guess you can say, to where you would feel like, yeah, that's her really singing, even though we're lip syncing. So her lip syncing was just a little bit off. I think other than that, I feel like she did a good job. You know, everyone else's complaint was basically about her lip syncing as Toni. So I mean, she wasn't like a bad choice. So another person that I want to talk about is Debbie Morgan. Debbie Morgan played the hell out of Miss Evelyn. Oh my god. Literally from the very first scene when she was practicing the girls when they was going to audition for LA Reid and Babyface, I said, oh my gosh, Debbie Morgan, she was the perfect person to play Miss E. Like, she had Miss E all the way down. And I'm a frequent watcher of Braxton Family Values, so I kind of get to see their mom's I guess you could say relationship with their father now, and she really don't be here for it. So to actually see the scene where she found out that he was cheating on her, and she was trashing the house, and she called Toni over, we heard about it, but to actually see it. And Debbie Morgan, that was the best scene. Like, she played the hell out of that part. Like, I don't think there's anybody else I can think of that would have been able to pull off Miss E. Like, I know Miss E was probably sitting there watching and like sitting there smirking like, yup, that's how it happened. But the movie was told from Toni's perspective, so it was people from her family that was watching, and I guess seeing how Toni viewed them. But Debbie Morgan, she killed it as Miss E. I believed it from the very moment I saw her pop up on the screen within that first minute of the film. So shout outs to her. The next person I want to talk about is Andre Hall, who played Kerry, which was Toni's ex-husband. He was a believable Kerry, I would say. We all know Kerry for Mint Condition, and then of course him, being Toni. So, I felt like he was a good, actor to be casted within that role. Yeah, I really don't have too much to say, I guess, as far as like him being casted within that role. It was pretty much believable. I don't feel like they was kind of off with that. So the next person I have to talk about, Babyface played himself. Babyface Babyface was in the movie. Babyface was played by Babyface. Like, that's how I felt. I felt like that was Babyface playing himself, but it was Gavin Houston who played Babyface. And when I tell you, he looked just like him. I was like, is that his son? Like, he looks exactly like Babyface. I swear I was watching Babyface. Like I don't know. Like, that was on top of Debbie Morgan, he best casting. Like, those two roles, Debbie Morgan and Gavin Houston as Miss E and as Babyface, those are the two people that had like the best, like, casting was on point for those two people. Like, he looked like Babyface, he talked like Babyface, like his demeanor on how you see Babyface move, like he's great at what he does. And I heard he was on The Haves and the Have-Nots. I don't watch that show, so literally that was my first time seeing him, and he left a good impression. Great actor, portrayed Babyface very well. I thought I was watching Babyface for a second. Like, I was like, hold on, I thought this was a biopic, hold on. So he did a bomb-ass job, if you ask me. So other than that, Dorian Bell played LA Reid. Nothing really too much stuck out about that character. I mean, we all know the whole Epic, which is weird because, I said Epic, and then LA Reid is, the head of Epic in 2016, but anyway. So, but we know the whole thing with Toni Braxton going bankrupt, and then she was in court with LA Reid and like Babyface and this and that. But I mean, that's things we heard already. I guess like I said, everything was like from Toni's perspective and stuff, so we kind of saw it that way. But as far as Dorian Bell playing LA Reid, I mean, it was nothing too much to me. That was, yeah, that's who played LA Reid, if you had to know his name. But other than that, I have to talk about Celeste Sullivan. And Celeste Sullivan was the lady that played Pebbles. And I don't know if this was, you know, Toni being shady, because I would hope that Toni had some say within the casting. And I don't know if this was Toni way being shady, but the lady that played Pebbles inside the movie, she looked like Malibu Barbie. Like, she ain't even look black. And you know, I ain't got nothing against, you know, white people, but I just thought Pebbles was light skinned. I always thought Pebbles was black. I didn't know Pebbles was a white woman, because that lady that was in the movie, she was a white woman. She wasn't black, you know, like. So that confused me too. I was sitting there like, you see my shirt? Why? I was like, why they got this white lady playing Pebbles? That's what happened. But like, seriously, like, all jokes aside, I was like, I know Pebbles did not walk around with no damn bleach blonde hair back then. Now, she does have blonde in her, I don't know if she has it now, but she did have like blonde in her hair. Hair was like brown with like blonde streaks, but it was like bleach blonde. Like, I don't have anything white next to me to be like, look, this is what Pebbles' hair look like. But the way they had Pebbles dressed in that movie, she looked like Malibu Barbie. And I don't know if that was Toni's way or if that was their way of, you know, shading her, because, you know, because she was still in front of our eyes. We was watching her still from Toni. So, and I was just saying, basically, with the Toni Braxton movie and then the TLC movie, it was just showing us that Pebbles was stealing from them right in front of our eyes. We just like they ain't say, we ain't say neither, but, you know, they wasn't secretive about it. They did that shit in our face. But, you know, other than that, what else do I have to say? I mentioned the lip syncing. Oh, the divorce between Carrie and Toni. So basically, the way I kind of interpreted things on how it was portrayed in the movie, when it came to like Toni and Carrie like getting a divorce and stuff like that, I don't want to say like Toni pretty much blamed her mother, but she pretty much blamed her mother. Like, you know, after everything that happened with her mother, her father, you know, she was saying, you know, all men cheat. And then, you know, she was kind of questioning, I guess you can say, Carrie's like manhood, because she was like, you know, you're the breadwinner, you're also his boss, because, you know, Toni pretty much, you know, employed him as, you know, I guess like he was, I know at some point in time he was the music director for her show as well, because he made an appearance on Braxton Family Values. I forgot which season that was, but he was on Braxton Family Values. And, you know, Toni, when she would do her shows and stuff, he would be there. I don't know if he does it as frequent or if he still does it, but, you know, I felt like the way it was portrayed in the movie, she was kind of like belittling his manhood and questioning, you know, his motives and stuff like that. And then, you know, she put the whole idea of him possibly cheating in Toni's head and stuff. So the way I looked at it, it kind of made me think, oh, Miss E, you know, probably contributed to Toni, you know, wanting them to like eventually divorce. I don't know, but it was a nice love story up until they broke up. I will say that much. Other than that, we also got to see, you know, I guess like more in depth of, you know, Toni's health issues. We all know by now that she has like lupus and stuff, but, you know, to see like how she dealt with it, you know. And my cousin told me I touch my hair too much in my videos, but bruh, my hair look a mess right now. But anyway, in the movie, you know, we kind of got to see, or not we got to see, you know, the health issues from Toni's perspective, how she was always feeling woozy and always feeling some type of way, and she pretty much held it from the public. And then when she found out her diagnosis, she still didn't want to tell nobody, and she was basically fighting through her illness to, you know, satisfy people, and she had to make money because she was the breadwinner for her family. So, you know, like, that made you realize, you know how like people say Toni is definitely one of the greatest. Things like that, you know, make you realize, yes, Toni is one of the greatest, because it was so easy for her to, you know, just kind of like fall back and, you know, not really want to do too much. And at one point in time, she did want to kind of like fall back and not do too much. But, you know, with Braxton Family Values and her just being in our faces, and then her eventually coming out with new music, like just her, you know, working through her problems and not letting her health issues be the end of her career, you know, it was like very, very, very much inspiring. Other than that, I did talk about like the whole financial issues thing. We heard about that before. If you've ever seen, like, I think she has like a Toni Braxton behind the music that I had seen before. So I mean, overall I thought the movie was pretty good. Like I said, out of the 3, you know, music biopics that Lifetime has recently done, that definitely, you know, was not the worst. So and it couldn't have been the worst, because I'm like, out of the 2 other biopics, neither of those stars are alive, nor did they have the blessing of the families. And Toni Braxton is alive and well, and you know, she was very much involved with it. So I think it was pretty good. If you guys checked out the Toni Braxton biopic, you know, you can comment below in the comment section and let me know, what did you think about the movie? Did you like it? Did you disagree with my opinions on this film and stuff like that? So yeah, moving on from Toni Braxton, I have to talk about my best friend, Miss K. Michelle. You guys know that I've been talking about her 2nd season of K. Michelle My Life. I was just waiting and waiting for it to come on, and it finally premiered this week, this past Monday at 9:30 on VH1. It came on, and I was just so excited. You guys know that K. Michelle is definitely one of my favorite artists. I label her as my best friend. I told y'all we follow each other on Twitter, and yeah, simple as that. That's my best friend, and I support my friend. I mean, it is what it is. But you know, the 2nd season, it basically picked up off where the last season, you know, left off, which was like late 2014. You know, by then, you know, Kay, she had moved from New York to LA, and you know, she was just trying to like have like a fresher start, and you know, of course, start working on her album. She's currently, I think it's done by now, but you know, at the start of the show, she was basically working on her 3rd studio album, and one of the songs that we finally got to hear, which is also now available for download on all, I guess, platforms where you can download music and purchase it and stuff like that, is her song Not a Little Bit. So in the first episode, you know, she invited Trina, the rapper, to the studio to listen to the song, because you know, she was expressing how she kind of felt like the label Atlantic Records was kind of like trying to box her into one specific sound, and she was like, I'm an artist, I don't want to do that. So she let her hear the song Not a Little Bit. That's my song. I love it. So of course I love it. That's my best friend. But no, if I didn't love it, I would say I didn't love it. But you know, I really do like the song. So we got to hear a little bit of her new music. She has her makeup artist and friend Jonathan with her. You know, we last saw him last season. He had proposed to his boyfriend. That's a wrap. He's not engaged no more. So him and Kay are like in LA, single and stuff like that. But I think the big part that had everyone talking, and even literally seriously shocked the hell out of me, was when she went to go see her life coach, Tony Gaskin, I think his name is. Yeah, Tony Gaskin. And you know, they was kind of pretty much catching up, and she revealed to him that she had gotten pregnant by her ex-boyfriend Bobby Mays, and she ended up getting a divorce. She ended up getting an abortion, and she got an abortion because she was saying that he was lying about his kids. She said that she had known about 1 child, but it turned out that he had 4 children by 4 different women. So, and he didn't claim any of his kids. And she felt like, if you can lie about your child, not claim your child, and not be a father to your child, how long would it be before you do the same thing to me? So she just thought, and she made the executive decision to, like, you know, get an abortion. And she was saying it was stopping her from her work, and she was just like very sick, and he was not there for her. And she cried about it because, you know, as somebody who's already a mother, she said that at this point in my life, I never imagined doing something like this, and you weren't even there for me. Like, it was just this whole thing. And like, literally when she said I got pregnant, I dropped my jaw. I was like, huh? And like I said, we best friends, so I don't know how I know that. But I found out like everybody else found out. But I was literally like, I immediately tweeted her, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. If you ever need me, I'm here for you, girl. Like, it was just so sad. But I mean, the name of the show is K. Michelle My Life, and she chooses to share what she wants with about her life. So I mean, you gotta give her props with that. So I mean, that first episode alone had a lot going on, and it's only so much more that's gonna come for this season. So definitely tune into her show on VH1, 9:30 Monday night, K. Michelle My Life. I'm gonna be tweeting about it. Of course, I tweet about every show that I watch Monday nights on VH1, because you know it's Ratchet Mondays and Ratchet TVB on, so you know. But yeah, moving on to my third beat of this week, I have to talk about the juice. We get into the juicy stuff, and I'm sure you guys know I have to talk about Kanye West versus Wiz Khalifa. And you know, it's just something that's in that, I don't know, the Calabasas water, because you know the Kardashian, you know, and I like the Kardashians, especially Khloe. Khloe's my favorite, but like all hell done broke loose this week. First things first, like even though this part is not music related, you know, Monday I'm on my way back to school, back to campus and stuff, and I see Black China is now dating Robert Kardashian, and we know, or you know, we ain't seen Rob in a minute because he been out hiding because he's been depressed about his weight gain, which is understandable. Trust me, Rob, I see you. But anyway, so I'm like, what? And they like dead ass like, yeah, we in a relationship. And I said, that's some hoe shit, that's petty. But you know what, China, I'm with you, girl, I support you. I was like, be petty. I was like, Kylie then sat here and swept up your baby father from under your feet. The Kardashians, they want to be friends with you no more. So I was like, you know what, take their brother. Go ahead, take their brother. I was with the pettiness. Look, I'm 21. I'm all about the petty. So I was like, China, I support you with this decision, you know? And you know, that was just the warm up. So Kanye West, it was like a handwritten note basically of the track listing of his new album, and he basically let us know that the album was done. The album was called Swish, but then he announced that he wanted to change the album's name from Swish to Waves. So then shade started being thrown. You know, Wiz Khalifa basically kind of went on Twitter and he, you know, just said, Swish, Waves is not you. He obviously credited Max B, you know, Max B the one that sat there and said Christie's touched it in Miami. So, you know, Jim and Jim Jones, that is, and Max B. It's a rap, no. But he was, you know, saying Max B, you know, he's the one that kind of like brought to us like the whole wavy movement and stuff, which he did. You know, being from New York, I would know that. So he was like, you know, leave the whole waves thing alone. Like, that's not true. That's Max B. And we all know Max B, or if y'all didn't know, Max B locked up for like 75 years. So I don't know if he did now. Where the hell was French Montana when this was going on? French should have been the one communicating from the streets to Max B on what was going on. But anyway, so it just escalated. Like, I gotta go to the tweets and let y'all know what happened. So when Kanye announced that he was changing his album to Waves, and then, you know, Wiz Khalifa basically was saying that was, you know, Max B with the whole wave movement, do your own thing. Kanye came back the day later, or the day after, and he said, oh, niggas must think I'm not petty because I'm the best that's ever made music. Oh, that's yay. And I could put his wife's initials on my Twitter. And then he added Wiz Khalifa. And then he said, bro, first of all, you stole your whole shit from Cudi. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. He said, second, your first single was corny as fuck and most thereafter. And then Wiz retweeted what he said, because Wiz said something about let me go smoke this KK, and Kim Kardashian is her initials is KK, but you know, that kind of set Kanye off to start with his rant. So Wiz was like, KK is weed, fool, reasons why you're not wavy, go back to Swish. So then when he said that, Kanye went off like the first Kanye rant of the year. I'm not going to read everything that Kanye said, because like literally it was legit like 20 to 30 tweets. Kanye legit had this is the most I've ever seen Kanye's Twitter been used in the life of his whole Twitter. Like, he wouldn't even barely tweet, nigga don't follow nobody, but this is how the rant, you know, it just escalated. So he was like, third, no one I know ever listened to one of your albums all the way through. Fourth, you let a stripper trap you, aka Amber Rose. Fifth, I know you mad every time you look at your child that this girl you got for 18 years. Sixth, don't ever come out the side of your neck at me. Seventh, I am your OG and I will be respected as such. 8th, I made it so we can wear tight jeans. 9th, me and Cuddy created this shit. 10th, don't you ever in your fucking life speak sideways about a nigga that's fighting for us. I do this for all us. 11, I showed you respect as a man when I met you. 12, you wouldn't have a child if it wasn't for me. That did it for me. Like, I really sat there and I was looking at my phone like, did he really just say to him, you would not have a child if it wasn't for me? I was like, all right, now Kanye really took it too far. He took it too far because he brought his child in it and he brought Amber in it. He was like, you let a stripper trap you. I'm like, my nigga, but you had Amber before he had her. So now you like, you let a stripper trap you. And everybody was like, how you gonna sit here and judge Amber and talk about you let a stripper trap you when you married Kim Kardashian and she the one that had the sex tape? Like, it was just so much. And then I felt like he was so wrong bringing his son into the situation where he was like, oh, you know, every time you look at your child, I'm sure you upset that you stuck with her for the next 18 years. And he was like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have a child. I'm like, all right, Kanye, you really wilding right now. I'm like, seriously? Just because he said that Max B, you know, kind of initiated the whole wavy movement? Like, really? He like, he on this whole, you know, Kanye for president for, what is that, 2020 or something like that? I'm like, I don't want my president on Twitter telling people, you know, that your baby mother is a stripper. And like, Kanye was bugging out, yo. He was really bugging. And then after all of that, this is what he said. He said, what's sad is I love Wiz and I love all my brothers and all people. I love the world, bottom line, and all I want is peace and positivity. This album is actually a gospel album. Good energy, positive energy. Boy, and it didn't even stop there. Once he did that and Amber got a whiff of him talking, you know, when Amber Rose come for you on Twitter, she gonna come for you. And she, if y'all see something moving, that's my cat, but she gonna come and she gonna come hard. So, and she don't even have to say much. You know how it took him 20-30 tweets? Amber came and she tweeted him and she said, oh, Kanye West, are you mad I'm not around to play your asshole anymore? Fingers in the booty, bitch ass nigga. Bruh, it got too messy. When I tell you Wednesday was the mixiest day of this week, bruh. The mixiest. Like, first of all, I woke up and was an hour late to class. That's number one. But, you know, the day it just got like, I'm just sitting on my phone like, yo, did all of this really just happen? So, look, that was just it. So, I mean, I don't know if y'all gonna care too much about this fourth beat. But basically, while all of this was going on, you know, news had broke that Tyga, he was promoting his new mixtape. Don't ask me the name of it because I don't know and I really didn't care to find out. It probably have something, I'm sure the title of the mixtape got something with the word raw in it. Because, you know, he T-Raw or something like that. So, if y'all know the name of his new mixtape, y'all comment below and let me know if I'm right about the mixtape having the word raw in it. But anyway, he was promoting his new mixtape. I'm on the fourth beat if y'all didn't know. He was promoting his new mixtape and basically, you know, people asked him about, first he want to marry Kylie. I just wanted, that's not in my notes, but I just want to put that out there. He said he want to marry Kylie. But the highlight that I'm talking about is they had asked him about Drake, and he actually revealed that him and Drake, you know, really squashed their beef, and it was all thanks to Kanye. So Kanye out here, you know, squashing beefs and shit and making peace, and then he gonna go over on Twitter and start some shit of his own. But needless to say, I have the quotes, and he said that him and Drake made their peace at one of Kanye's fashion shows. He said that Kanye took both of them, put them in a room, they sat down, talked about it, hugged it out, they cool. So he said, I didn't even know Drake was there, and when we seen each other and we gave each other a hug and we just chopped it up on some real stuff. It ain't no tension, we cool, we on good terms. I think that's the main thing. When you got history with somebody and then you stop communicating with a person, it can go anyway. So, you know, Wayne and Birdman is cool again. Tyga and, you know, Drake is cool again. It's just sounding like Young Money is trying to make that comeback, so I'm here for it, you know, because it wasn't cool seeing everybody fight. So I think he just got to get cool with Nicki, and then everybody could be cool, and then, you know, maybe they could come out with a new Young Money album or something like that. So that was it. Then we got to go to my 5th beat of this week. We still in Wednesday. So I told you Wednesday was the mixiest day of this week. So my 5th beat of this week, I have to talk about Rihanna's album Anti finally releasing. Like, bruh, I told y'all her last album, her 7th album, Unapologetic, came out my freshman year. That was 2012. The beginning of my freshman year was when her last album came out. I'm in my senior year, and she finally released her 8th album after a long time. So Wednesday morning started with her releasing her new single, Work, featuring Drake. And we've been hearing about this single. Like, we knew that there was a single with Drake. They already shot the video and stuff like that. But legit, like, this is our first time hearing it. You know, everybody's talking about it, they loving it and stuff like that. And while this whole Kanye and Wiz thing is going down, you know, I'm still on my social media handles seeing what's going on. And then I'm seeing that Rihanna's album just leaked on Tidal. So they were like, that Tidal made a mistake and leaked the album. But then, you know, she had a deal with Samsung, so all the Samsung users was able to get the album for free. And then I saw people on social media talking about, here's the link to Rihanna's. It was so much going on. I don't know if it was intentionally, you know, supposed to be free and then, you know, everybody just had access to it. But then I saw that there's actually 3 additional songs available, and you can actually buy the album from iTunes now. So, you know, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was supposed to be, because to me it was like pretty much of a confused release. I was confused when, you know, on what was going on. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, how do I get the album? Like, what is this? So, but you know, eventually I got the album on my iTunes, and you know, I am still pretty much getting used to it. But I will say about it is, like, literally when I first listened to the album, this is something that you can listen to from start to finish. And I'm not just saying that just because it's Rihanna, but like, I think because we was like so excited and so anticipating for this album to come out, it's pretty much like, oh my gosh, like, I just want to hear any and everything that she has out. So I do want to talk about some of my favorite songs off of it. So Consideration is the first song, and that song features SZA, and I like the beat of it. I'll be honest, I really don't know what the hell she's saying. You know, I have to check Rap Genius and see if they translated the songs yet. But Consideration, like, what I will say is all of the music on this album makes you want to listen to the song. Like, before a piece of lyric drop anyway, just the start of every song just makes you want to listen to it. Like, the music is dope. Like, the music itself is dope. Forget the lyrics. The music is dope. And then when the lyrics come in and then, you know, the different melodies and everything, like, it's just dope. And you can just literally listen to this album from start to finish. So like I said, Consideration is the first song featuring SZA. Don't know everything she's saying, but it's dope. She said something with, let me put your shit in glitter or something like that. I don't know. I'm still learning, but I like that song. The next song is James Joint. Now, I think James Joint is basically just like a lead way from Consideration before you get to my favorite song, my number 1 favorite song so far, which is Kiss It Better. Like, from the first time I heard that song, I loved it. Like, I just love when I hear new music and I love it the first time I hear it. You know how sometimes you hear a song, you say, oh, that's cool, listen to it a couple of times later, then you like it. No, Kiss It Better, number 1 favorite on the album, the best, definitely in my opinion. Followed by Kiss It Better, we have Work, which I talked about, which was a song featuring Drake, and that's like the only song really get like that, you know, reggae Caribbean vibe. You guys know that she is from, you know, Barbados, so it wouldn't be a Rihanna album if she didn't have anything that was like giving that West Indies vibe. Like, she's been doing that literally since her first album. So Work featuring Drake. I'm waiting for that video because, you know, it's coming out. I know it is because the video is done. But next is Desperado. That's my Rihanna voice. I like that song as well. And then she has another song called Woo. Then, you know, she kind of slows it down. And she has a song called Needed Me. And then she has another song called Yeah, I Said It. Then she has another song called Same Old Mistakes. Same Old Mistakes is my second favorite. Like, I like the music for that. And Same Old Mistakes is like damn near 7 minutes. Like, that's the longest song on it, but when I tell you, you listen to Same Old Mistakes, you get so lost in the music and you just kind of like listening to it, and you, for a minute, you like, wait, this song is still on, and then you look and you say, oh gosh, it's almost 7 minutes. But Same Old Mistakes, the music is dope. Like I said, the lyrics, like just the melodies, like it's just something soothing about that song to me. And then she has another song called Never Ending, and then the 11th song, which is my third favorite, is Love on the Brain. Like Love on the Brain just gives me like how can I explain it? It's like a 1930s, like real love. Like it's just something about, I don't know how to explain it, but I love the music for it, and I just love, like, it just makes you sway and you just listen in and you like like I really don't know how to explain it, but y'all need to listen to Love on the Brain. Then the 12th song is a song by the name of Higher, and the 13th song is called Close to You. So obviously it's certain songs that I'm like, you know, being more detailed with, because, you know, I'm into those songs right now. But one thing I do want to kind of advise you guys to do when listening to new music, and one thing that I like to do to like familiarize myself with the music, and then I wake up and I got a new favorite song, is to actually go to sleep listening to the music. I don't know if you guys can hear in your sleep, but I can hear in my sleep. So there's times where I'm listening to music, I fall asleep, and then I wake up and I'm like, I like that song now. The last time that happened to me was when I was listening to Chris Brown's album Royalty, and one of the songs towards the end of the album called Blow It in the Wind. I remember when I talked about that album in a video and stuff like that, I was like, oh yeah, he got this song called Blow It in the Wind. The next song is, but now Blow It in the Wind is like seriously one of my favorite songs of that album. So one thing I would advise is when you guys get new music, you know, you're listening to it, you got your favorite select songs, but go to sleep to the music. Go to sleep to the music, see what sticks in your brain, see what sticks in your mind, and see what, you know, you want to wake up and hear more of that you might have not listened to really too much prior, you know, when you're getting it. So that's one thing that I do want to kind of do with this album for the rest of the weekend, to familiarize myself with it even more. But those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and of course, you know, I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. I have one quick note to leave you guys with this week, and that is to remind you guys that Grease Live will be coming on Fox on Sunday, January 31st at 8 p.m. and I absolutely love Grease. I feel like it is definitely a classic amongst the, you know, musicals and stuff like that. I remember back in high school I wanted to do Grease, but, you know, traditionally Grease is an all-white cast, and I always thought it would be dope to do like Grease with like an all-black cast and stuff. But there is one black person a part of this cast, and that is Keke Palmer, and I'm so happy for her. Like I said, she continues to break, you know, so many barriers, and, you know, to me, for someone who's like the same age, that is definitely inspiration. So I will be tuned into Grease Live on Sunday at 8 p.m. on Fox, and hopefully you guys are too. And if you watch it, maybe you can comment below, let me know what you thought about it. Other than that, you know I have to leave you with my song of the week, and it has to go to Rihanna. Like, Anti is finally out. We've been waiting for it forever, and it's finally here. And the song of the week will actually have to be her song Work featuring Drake. Literally, legit, the day that this album, or the day that the album and the song came out the same day, but when the single dropped before the album had, you know, released and stuff, everyone was talking about it. Like, it's all over the place. To this day, I would go Snapchat, Instagram, wherever, and people are playing that song. So it's only right that it's the song of the week, because the song definitely stole this week without a doubt. So definitely check out my blog to hear the song in its entirety if you didn't. www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. So bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.